Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Suzanne, and today I'm going to be talking about the second portion of the first video, which is my life after working a traditional 9 to 5 and being on the journey of self-discovery. If you haven't watched that video, then go ahead. I'm going to link that down below or somewhere at the top so that you can watch that video to see what happened when the day I was leaving my 9 to 5. So with that started, let's talk about the first thing I did as a person working for themselves. I knew what to do in terms of running a program. However, when you're working for yourself, it's a little bit different. I was transitioning from working for someone else, a 9 to 5, where it has steady income, to now I'd had to work for generating income for myself, working for myself. So the first thing I did was pray, okay? I had already written out like some brainstorming ideas previous months prior to, and it wasn't working. So now I decided to take the time to really hone in on, okay, Lord, what is it that you want me to do? Because my way was not working. And I said, you know what, definitely your way will work. So I said, let me go ahead and pray. Verse 14 actually came to mind, and it says, this is the NIV version, which is, the wise woman builds her house with her own hands, and the foolish one tears hers down. I was trying to do a lot of things in my own strength, but it wasn't really working for me. The first thing that came to me was clean up. And I looked on my list and I was like, clean up. I don't have that on my list. And it came again to me, clean up, declutter. So I said, okay. When you clean up your environment, even if you do macro cleaning every single day, you clean like the surfaces, or you tidy up, I should say. Tidying up and cleaning up are two different things. Tidying up is basically you're just putting things in order, you're organizing, and cleaning is actually like you're cleaning stuff, you're sanitizing, you're removing stains, you're basically cleaning up. So I thought this meant that I needed to clean up my closet, my pantry, and when you see me looking down, I have notes because else I'll go off on a tangent. Or maybe donating some items that I didn't use in over a year or 2 years. Well, I started to do that. I started to work on my closet, and I had some summer clothes that I needed to move out, as well as some winter clothes that I needed to move back in. And as I was getting those out and putting them into the car, and I'll try to insert some pictures somewhere here, I saw that we had a lot of projects that were incomplete. And I started working around the house to see what projects needed to be done and when can I do this. So as I took inventory, I had a long list of things that we had started maybe a couple years ago. We tried to finish it, and then we moved on to another project. So I prioritized what I had on the list from the highest priority to the lowest priority. And I became overwhelmed because I said, how am I going to handle all of this? And I need to run my business. So fear started stepping in. And it's really the fear of missing out on an opportunity. But I said, you know what? There must be a reason why the Lord wants me to clean up. I didn't understand it at the time. I kind of understand a little bit, but I didn't know that there was a huge lesson in this, which I'm going to go over later. All right, so stay with me. So in doing so, okay, I get through the list. I write everything out. Now it's time to tackle what is the highest priority, which was the flooring. The floor had, it was old. It was linoleum. It was worn. It was torn, and it was becoming a trip hazard. And I was starting to worry because water, when we wash dishes, water would spill, which also lets me know I need to change my faucet, that it would spill onto the floor, and it would come very close to where it was torn. So that needed to be replaced. And I knew if I waited for it, it would cost me more money in the long run. So we got the materials. So part of the list is I broke everything down into micro steps, which was more manageable for me. And I placed a check next to all of the completed projects, and then I started to work down the list. So some of the lessons that I learned throughout this project, even though it was a not so much of a long list, but I learned to manage my time, I learned to manage my time a little bit better in breaking things down into manageable steps and also assigning a time frame to it. The second thing I learned was to manage resources because we had to purchase the materials and pay for this out of pocket. It wasn't a big project because he gave us, I would say, a very good deal. He only charges for the labor, and he didn't charge us a lot. The third thing I learned was that I was really stressed out. And the benefits of it is that my stress level as well as my family's was actually lowered. The second thing is I was not overwhelmed by some of the projects. I didn't know that not tackling these projects has affected my sleep. So I'm able to sleep better because things are now done and I can see the progress over time. I would say that I'm a little bit more productive because I have now developed a morning routine out of this, and where I can tell you that the first thing I get up and do is like pray, read. I actually started working out and working on my health, planning my day, and then listening to something motivational or inspirational or something where I can learn throughout the day. This has also enabled me to focus a little bit more because I was looking in other directions and not really focusing on what needed to be done at hand, which is actually building up my home. And I was working in my own strength. I did not see that a lot of the things that we were already had in place needed to be done. So those are really some good lessons. So that is one of the things that I've actually done. First items that I've actually tackled on, I guess, a spiritual to-do list, I guess. But that was one of the first things that I actually had to complete as an assignment, and I really did learn from it. And if there's something that you have gotten out of this video and me sharing my story, comment down below that, you have a victory. Victory over things that may be overwhelming, or if you want to tell your story about something that you have overcome or that you saw that needed to be completed and it was completed, you can comment down below. I would love to learn from you, and thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for all new subscribers. It's good to meet you. And my OGs, I love y'all. I love everyone. Bye.